Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the Betting Talk. Today we're on episode 35, UFC Paris, which is taking place tomorrow, Saturday, the 6th of September, 2025, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live for the entire card. We will be doing the 4 best bets now, the parlays, and the props for each of the fights. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get into the first best bet of the evening, which comes in the form of a chalky pick, which is William Gomis against Robert Rashula. We're going with William Gomis. I just believe that the performances from Robert Rashula at KSW is not really anything better than what William Gomis has put up. He did have a tough split decision loss over Haider Emil. I did feel like William Gomis did win that fight. I did feel like Haider Emil kind of edged the decision over a robbery. I felt like William Gomis did win, but I did have a bet on Haider Emil, so I can't really be too mad about it. I am more worried with the fact that Robert Rashula doesn't have a whole lot of experience with high-level opponents. He has been fighting some decent guys at KSW, but they kind of feed into each other, and it's not really indicative of any high-level skill when he's losing to guys inside of his amateur debuts and stuff like that, and he's just not having the best of times when he gets into ground situations. He did have a bad knockout against Parnas, but again, these are just guys that are feeding into each other, so I don't really count any of the KSW stuff too much. He is a really high-ranked and highly touted, I guess you could say, prospect at 27 out of Poland. I just think William Gomis is a little bit better. He does have the French judging. He will be able to probably edge out a decision if it is super close, so I'd give that more to Gomis. He's a minus 275, which is a little bit wild, but does have frame advantage, has 2 inches of height, is dealing with an inch of reach almost, and most likely will have the better boxing. He just has really good 1-2s. He's really crisp. He doesn't allow guys to get off and get too far ahead of him. And I think William Gomis is going to be able to lock it down. Give me William Gomis on that money line at minus 275. And again, we'll be putting this little parlay in to see what it pays altogether. We're going next on the best bets. This is a little bit of a worrisome pick, but I do feel like it will come to fruition. We have Reese McKee versus Axel Sola. I'm going with Reese Skeletor McKee. He did have 2 losses inside of his UFC second tenure. First tenure did have 3 losses and made his way back. I'm a little bit less skeptical of him this time around. He did have a really good performance against Chidi Njokuani, who's just a lot, he's super fucking tall for the division. Reese McKee deals well with his frame. He is 6'2" himself at 170. And he kind of just was able to bully Chidi Njokuani in a style where I didn't think he was going to be able to, based on his performances in the UFC previous, especially losing to Ange Lusa. He did have a really good stoppage over Daniel Frunze, just caused a massive, I think it was an eye swelling or a cut on the forehead, and ended up stopping the fight after the first round. Axel Sola, I'm not too sure how I feel about him. He is out of Aries FC, is a big French prospect, a huge name in France right now, and he is only sitting at a minus 135 against a UFC tenured guy like Reese McKee. I'm going to lean with Reese McKee. I'm going to lean with the fact that he has 78 inches of reach. He's 6'2", he's long, he's a pure finisher, does not have any decision victories, does have a couple decision losses, I think 4 of them, and he does have 1 stoppage by submission, 1 stoppage by knockout, if I'm not mistaken. But I do favor Reese McKee and his frame. I do favor the fact that he is a very high-level UFC fighter. And I think at welterweight, I don't know how I feel about Axel Sola here. He does have some good wins at Aries FC, but is he fighting high-level guys? Not particularly. If you're high-level, are you really at Aries FC? Like, he's having a fucking a defense against a guy who's 5-1. Like, I don't really, and a guy who's fucking 2-3 in amateur. Like, I just don't understand. He was still an amateur in 2023. I don't understand. What's going on, Larry? What's popping, big dog? We're doing some best bets right now. Trying to break it down for you. Trying to get into the books. We're going with Reese McKee on the money line. I just don't like what I've seen out of the talents from Aries FC, and I don't think it's going to be any different with Axel Sola. I think this is just a more talked about name. I think he's just kind of dog shit, and I don't really think that it's going to go anywhere. I think Reese McKee is just a bit better, and he's out of Ireland. Give me the Irishman to win on the money line. I would go by knockout or submission, but again, it's free dog money, so just take it. We're going to go on to the next best bet of the evening. I was going to go Mauricio Rufy, I'm not going to lie, but I'm a little bit worried that Benoit Saint Denis is going to be able to submit Rufy late in rounds 2 and 3. Again, he did basically get like absolutely ruined by Renato Moicano. Ended up winning that second round. Moicano gassed, didn't have anything left for him, and it was pretty fucking wild to see. I'm not gonna lie, but I just can't pick Rufy. Not confident enough, and I don't think Kyle Borralho is going to have a good night either, so we're just going to stay away from that. We're going to go with Mason Jones over Borralho. And I think this just kind of favors everything that Mason Jones is about. I think Mason Jones is just so good in the wrestling. I think Borralho is so shit that it's just going to come to the fact that Mason Jones might end up with a submission victory here. He doesn't have a lot of submissions on his resume, but he does have a lot of TKOs when it comes to really good ground position. I don't think Borralho is going to give up to ground strikes. I do think he will eventually give up to the fact that he can't deal with him on the ground. He can't really deal with the fact that the scrambles are real. He's not going to be able to deal with any of the pressure. He got fucking guillotined by Chris Duncan. If Chris Duncan is putting you in that tight of a guillotine that you're going out cold, I'm a little bit worried that Mason Jones is going to have your ass on the ground real quick and that you're not going to have anything to do with it. Granted, Borralho was piecing up Chris Duncan before that happened. This is why the odds are very close. Borralho here could very well chin Mason Jones, but I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't seen it happen against Mason Jones before. Mike Davis put it on him, couldn't chin him. Ludwig Klein put it on him, couldn't chin him. I don't know. You say BSD's cooked, bro. Listen, he had staph against Dustin Poirier and was on antibiotics. That's why he gassed out and why he was ready to check out of the first round. Renato Moicano got fucking wrecked. I mean, dude, he knocked out Matt Frivola. Like, Frivola was on a roll, bro, and he chinned him with a head kick. This is the same guy that just knocked out Azatar, Drew Dober. Like, fuck. I don't know, man. He choked out Ismail Bonfim. Like, fuck. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about here? I was talking about Mason Jones. Yeah, I feel like Borralho's a little bit behind here. They're exactly the similar frame. Mason Jones is not going to play this fucking striking game. He's not going to play this pitter-patter in the middle of the octagon. He will force it against the cage, and if he doesn't get it to the ground, he'll just force fucking clinch. He doesn't care. And who is the ref for this fight? Oh, they don't know yet. Let me tell you, if it's Herb Dean or something, they're going to move him back to the center of the octagon. If it's someone like Jason Herzog, they ain't moving. As long as you see Mason Jones attempting trips and shit, they ain't moving this to the middle of the octagon. Give me Mason Jones on the money line to beat Borralho. I think it's close, but I think over 2.5 rounds is good too if that's what you want to bet. We're going to look at the best bet of the week, the lock of the week, and I think this comes in a very good position. I think this is actually a really good pick, and I think this is being a little bit disputed here by some people, and I think that you guys are wrong. I would have gone with Nasruddin Imavov, but I'm not confident in my main event picks. Never have been, never will be. I'm going to go with the prelim, my feature prelim of the evening, if I'm being honest, because I'm really interested in what happens here, and I think I know what happens here. We're going to go with Sam Patterson over Trey Waters, and I think Sam Patterson is going to be the easiest lock of the week I've had for a couple of months now. Sam Patterson is the first guy that Trey Waters is fighting that has the exact and almost similar frame as Trey Waters. The last time around, Gabriel Bonfim, 6'1", just had such superior grappling that Trey Waters could not really deal with him whatsoever. Now you have Sam Patterson, who's also similar frame, extremely, extremely durable, has extremely... Listen, I say durable. He did get chinned by Yanel Ashmus, but that's getting caught. People get caught all the time. He has been clipped previously by other guys. He got clipped by Johan, I'm pretty sure. He got clipped by Danny Barlow a couple times. Still stood up. Didn't get dropped whatsoever. Didn't even get hurt. It was able to drop and put out Danny Barlow himself. Trey Waters here is a little bit overrated in my opinion. He's just tall. He's 6'5" at 170, which is fucking scary in itself. He's barely making 170, and we already know that. He's using his size and his weight advantage to his advantage. He is using this weight cut to try and brutalize guys. He is probably barely making 170 in order to try and get back up to almost 200 so he can try and bully guys in the octagon. I think Sam Patterson does almost the same thing, just a little bit less of a weight bully. I think here Trey Waters is in for some deep shit. I think the boxing of Trey Waters is half decent. I think the fact that Sam Patterson can fight him in the boxing as well as mix it up for the ground and cause some pretty dangerous submission opportunities because he's so dangerous on the back, and when he gets you to the ground, he can switch to mount, he can switch to half guard, to back, to side control, to north-south. He's very, very quick in the rotations, and I think Trey Waters is in a bit of trouble here. He doesn't fight a lot of grapplers. He fights a lot of bullshit fucking boxers. He only fights once a year. He fought Josh Quinlan 2.5 years ago, fought Billy Ray Goff a year ago. Billy Ray Goff, we don't know how he is in his career now. We don't know how Josh Quinlan is now. Josh Quinlan just lost in the regional scene to a arena he took to some bum that's 6-2 or some shit. I don't rate that high. Trey Waters, I don't rate that high. Give me Sam Patterson as my lock of the week at a minus 188. And I think this one is just so easy. I think Sam Patterson very obviously finishes Trey Waters inside 3 rounds. And I think it's within the first 7.5 minutes. Under 1.5 rounds is probably your best lock. Look at it. Under 2.5 rounds is at minus 165. If you're looking at the under 1.5, you're looking at plus 130, which isn't that bad. The 4-pick parlay for the best bets of the week, $25 does win you back 201. That's not that bad, almost 10-1, but you're getting 7-1, about 7.5-1 on your bet. Now, we're going to move on to the one prop for every single fight. Let's get right into it, starting off with the first fight of the night, Sam Hughes versus Joanna Bannon. We're going to go with Sam Hughes on the money line. I think Sam Hughes is going to be able to butcher Bannon. Realistically, we can go KO or decision for Sam Hughes. I think this is a really good opportunity for Sam Hughes to kind of show out against a girl who's not that good, and Joanna Bannon is not that good. Andreas Gustafsson versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. I'm going to go with Andreas Gustafsson. I don't like what I've seen with Rinat Fakhretdinov. I think he's actually a bum. I think he's gotten 2 robberies in a row. I think that Carlos Leal was such clearly a robbery. He also had another robbery against, before I stutter here, Nicholas Dalby. I did not think he won that fight. I thought Nicholas Dalby really put it on him and ended up winning that fight. Brad Tavares versus Robert Bresky. I don't know how the fuck this fight's going to go. I'm going to go with Robert Bresky plus 3.5. I don't like the debut from Robert or the second fight, whichever it is. But Brad Tavares got knocked out by Bruno Silva in the clinch. That worries me. Robert's pretty powerful. I don't see Brad getting knocked out, but I'm a little bit worried that Robert wins at least a round with him getting gassed in the 3rd round. Brad's getting a little bit older. It is what it is. We're going to go Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. We're going to go with Sam Patterson to win via KO or submission. There is no way he does not finish Trey Waters. I think Trey's a bum. Cowie Fernandez versus Harry Hardwick. I do not think the Cage Warriors champion comes in here and beats Cowie Fernandez, who just knocked out, who was it with a body kick? He knocked out someone with a body kick. Really, really nasty. Was it Yaya? No, it was a punches to ground strikes. I don't know. He rocked Guram Kutidzeladze too. He's the one who retired him, I'm sure, out of the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to go with Cowie over Harry Hardwick. I haven't seen a lot that I've liked out of Harry Hardwick. They kind of gave him some good fights too. I don't really, blah, blah, blah. Fucking get out of here. We're going to just skip over that. Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija. We're going to go with Marcin Tybura. Ante is just kind of a low-key a bump. Kind of got given some easy fights inside PFL or whatever it was. Did end up beating Renan Ferreira, but Renan Ferreira has no ground game whatsoever, so I'm not surprised. Marcin Tybura does. Pretty good on the feet, pretty durable. Is a little bit older, almost 40 years of age. I think he's 39 and a half. I'm a little bit worried for him, but I think it ends up happening. Anyway, for Marcin Tybura, I think Delisha is just a little bit fucking shit. Umar Sy versus Brendan Hibero. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't want to bet this fight. I would skip this fight if I were you. If I'm being honest, this fight probably does not go the distance. I don't think Umar Sy is that good, but I don't think Brendan Hibero is that good either. I think these guys are going to go to war. And it's going to end up being a toss-up. I have no idea. I'm going to skip this fight. I don't think you guys should bet that fight. I think that's a terrible fight to bet whatsoever. I do not even have a good bet for that. Umar Sy is a fucking bum. I would bet Brendan Hibero if I were you, but that is what it is. William Gomez versus Robert Rishula. We're going to go with William Gomez by knockout or decision. This is an opportunity for Gomez to show out, but I don't think he's going to end up getting the knockout. I think it just gets us paid a little bit better. Reese McKee versus Axel Sola. We're going to go with Reese McKee to cover. Actually, you know what? Reese McKee to win. He's a pure finisher. The money line never lies. Best bets never lie. Mason Jones versus Balaji Oki. Again, we never lie here. Submission. You know what? We're going to just go money line for Mason Jones. We're not sure if he finishes him or not, and whether it's a submission or knockout. We're going to go Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. We're going to go fight not to go distance. I don't think Paul Craig and Modestas Bukauskas reach this bell. I think end up with Paul Craig with a submission victory, but we're going to see. I think Bukauskas is good, but I don't think he's that good on the feet to avoid Paul Craig and his takedowns. Benoit Saint Denis versus Maurice Arufi. Fight not to go distance is the best bet. And it's, I mean, I thought that was pretty easy. I don't think that's shocking to anyone. I think regardless, someone's going out of that fight, whether it's by submission or knockout. Borralho versus Nadine Imavov over 4.5 rounds is your best bet of the evening. These guys are probably going distance. They are probably seeing the scorecards more than likely. We have Sam Hughes by knockout or decision, Andreas Gustafsson, Bresky to cover 3.5, Patterson by finish. We have Cowie Fernandez, Marcin Tybura, William Gomez by KO or decision, Reese McKee, Mason Jones, fight not to go distance, Benoit Saint Denis and Rufi not to go distance. Paul Craig and Bukauskas not to go distance. Nazir Imavov versus Borralho over. Oh shit. $2 wins you back 802. Guess what, guys? I just put $2 on that shit. Oh wow, I just closed out of it. That's nice. For the parlays on the evening, let's just try and load back into this if it would let me. For the parlays on the evening, if you guys are looking for let's see here. Parlays, Andreas Gustafsson. Nah, honestly, you could get robbed there. We could go Sam Patterson, Marcin Tybura, William Gomez. That's an early parlay if you want to run that up, plus 300. You want to put Cowie Fernandez in there, $25. Does he pay you back 170? If you want to lock it up a little bit better, you got Sam Patterson, Mason Jones, Reese McKeever to cover plus 3.5 if he gets to his first decision win, and you get William Gomez on the money line. That gives you plus 467. That's a safer version of the locks of the week, which pays you 141. If you guys are looking to get a little bit wild, you want to bet Sam to win by finish. You want to bet William Gomez to win by knockout or decision. You want to bet Mason Jones to win by submission, or excuse me, KO or decision. And you want to bet what would be, actually, hold on. See, I almost fucked up there. Okay, there we go. See, I was going to ask, why the fuck is that like that? And then we go... Do we really need to go anything else here? What does that pay? 511? That's not bad. Plus 152. You want bet? Yeah, let's just bet the picks we like. Sam Hughes, Berg. We don't know about that fight. Patterson, Fernandez, Tybura, Gomez, Jones. Just that. $25 pays you back 700 for a 7-pick parlay. I mean, that's pretty fucking wild. I don't mind those picks, honestly. If you're being 100% honest, I'd probably bet that. I'm probably going to bet that, actually. Let me take a picture of that real quick. If we want to bet main event here, fuck, man, this is hard. This is a really hard main event. I think Imavov is the right play. I think Benoit Saint Denis and Rufi don't go the distance. I think Paul Craig and Modestas Bukauskas do not go the distance. I think Mason Jones and Borralho. Mason Jones wins, and that could be your main event parlay. $25 pays you back 170. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit hard to gauge, but I think those parlays are half decent. I think you need to stay closer to single bets this week. I think it is a great week for single bets. A lot of underdogs can win. A lot of props to pay out. Look for Marcin Tybura to win by knockout or decision. Look for Sam Patterson to finish. Look for Reese McKee to finish. Look for Mason Jones to get a finish. There's a couple good wins that you can get off of this. I think it's a solid week to bet, and I think you guys would be very intrigued to be watching this honestly this weekend, because this is some pretty high level MMA this weekend. There's really solid fights in the card. A lot of previous champions out of other organizations. I think it's going to be solid. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. This was the Betting Talk. I'll see you guys all in less than 12 hours for the live for this card. Hopefully, you guys show up, and if you don't show out, it is what it is. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Peace.